to show you a couple poses that can help with posture. I think especially these days when we are spending a lot more time on technology and hunched over and on phones or computers or iPads or whatever, we can put a little more attention to our posture. So here's a couple poses. Okay, the first pose I'm going to focus on, we've all done in my classes, is cat and cow. So you're going to stack wrists under shoulders and knees under hips so that you've got a bunch of 90-degree angles. Drop the belly, lift the tailbone, open the heart, draw the shoulder blades together, lift the chin for a rounded spine, so an arched spine. And then exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, cat back, now a rounded spine. Inhale, cow back. Exhale, cat. Breathe in, drop the belly, lift the tailbone and the chin. Exhale, breathe out, round the spine up to the sky, tuck the chin. Run through a couple of those to get that flexion in your spine working and waking up your back, and you're building up the muscles in addition. Cat and cow can also be done seated. You can be seated in a chair, you can be seated on the ground, but you can just sit cross-legged, bring your hands to the front of your knees, draw your heart forward, chin up. It's the same movement. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. I'll show you sideways. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, round it back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Run through a couple of those. And then finally, you can do it standing. Okay, so standing spinal flexion, standing cat and cow. You can inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, draw your shoulder blades together, open your heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the spine. So I'll show you sideways. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the spine. So elbows, forearms come in, tuck everything in. Or you could reach your hands behind you, interlace your hands, drive your knuckles back down, open up your heart, inhale. Exhale, draw it forward, reach it forward, round the spine. Exhale. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, reach it forward. So 3 different ways to do cat and cow. Now, there's puppy pose on the wall and on the floor. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so to do puppy pose on the floor, your hips and your knees are gonna stay in alignment. As you start to walk your palms out and your chest is gonna come to the ground. Now, depending on the openness of your upper back, your thoracic spine, you may stop here. If you wanna keep reaching out till your chest comes to the ground and maybe your forehead comes to the ground, that's another option. Or you can look forward and let your heart come all the way to the ground while your hips stay up high over your knees. That is your puppy pose. You take a couple breaths here, feeling the upper back open up, the chest open up. That's your puppy pose on the floor. Here's your puppy pose on the wall. You're gonna reach, you're gonna just press your heart and your chest up to the wall. Arms are gonna come out. Then you're gonna keep your chest and your arms glued to the wall as your hips start to walk back. Now you can always bring your forehead to the wall, let your heart melt. Whatever works. The other option you have is to bring these arms here and start to walk them up and start to let your chest come to the wall and then melt down. Heels are on the ground. Chin or forehead is on the wall. That is puppy pose on the wall. Then I've got 3 poses for you for the ground, for your posture. The first one is gonna be cobra. So you're lying down, your palms are gonna come underneath your shoulders, your forehead is down, roll your shoulders back, squeeze your elbows into your rib cage, and then start to press gently into the ground. What I want people to know is that shoulders don't come up here. The shoulder blades, which is what I want you to focus on, is sliding down towards your hips, towards your low back. So when you lower those shoulders down, you feel that engagement. Squeeze the elbows in, find a little back bend there. And then maybe you start to extend the arms as your back allows in the comfort of your back. That is your cobra. Cobras can start here and be anywhere between here and here. It's all up to you. The other thing that we can do is Sphinx. Sphinx pose is where our elbow is under our shoulder. Our palms come straight forward. So like that, they're straight forward. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna press down into the earth, You're gonna draw the ground back and feel your heart and your chest draw through your hands. I'm gonna show you from the front too. So there is a shift. As you press down, draw it back, your heart comes forward. Again, shoulders are really far away from the ears. My shoulders are pressing down and away, and I'm not letting them crunch up here. This is like hanging out and my back is not active. But when I'm doing this, I can feel the activity in my back. So press down into the earth, draw the ground, the mat, the carpet, whatever's below you, back towards you. Breathe. Take 5 deep breaths here and try not to rush it. Three more. 2 more. 1 more. All right, the final thing I want to show you is a modified locust pose. So it's kind of like when we were doing our cobra and we were pressing up, but instead of using our hands to press up, we don't use our hands. We use our back muscles to engage. And so you can interlace your hands behind you like we did when we were doing standing cat and cow and press your knuckles towards your feet. Or you can just keep your arms out in those goalpost arms, squeeze those shoulder blades together and down the back to activate those muscles, or just let the hands hover off the ground. 3 options here to engage those back muscles, to increase that strength in the back, to help hold the back up. Now, my final recommendation for you for posture is to scoot yourself up to a wall, sit against the wall, roll your shoulders back, and feel the shoulder blades in the wall, and then tuck your head back into the wall. You can do this seated or you can do it standing. So if you're doing the standing version, obviously we have booty, so that's gonna hold us a little bit further away from the wall, but feel what it feels like to roll your shoulders back. My hair is in the way. And then let your head come back. Feel the engagement that it takes, and then let the tailbone tuck just a little to feel that back against the wall. Notice what this feels like. You can also start to draw the shoulder blades together because you can feel it on the wall, and then imagine them going down without flaring your ribs out. Draw the rib cage in, and then tuck the tailbone down just a little bit. Feel that posture on the wall. It's different than this, which is how we usually are, with this little curve here, this little curve here, and our head forward, especially if we're on a phone. Practicing seated against the wall. All right, practicing seated against the wall, we can actually feel our tailbone against the wall, roll those shoulders back and down, and then tuck that head back in line with our back and feel the difference that this feels like as opposed to this when we're not using a wall. When we're using the wall, we roll those shoulder blades back and down, you'll notice those muscles get active that were active when we were doing that locust on our tummy without our hands. That's what's activating, that's what's strengthening, and that's what's gonna hold us upright so that as our posture starts to creep down, the older we get, the more technology we use, we can keep and maintain this posture by building the strength in our back and our shoulders and our core and our rib cage and all that stuff. So try it out. Let me know how it feels. Try it like a little bit every day. Notice if your posture changes and how it makes you feel. Also, when you have better posture, your lungs have more space to breathe. When you're like this, your lungs are crunched. So you're doing yourself and your health a favor. All right.